Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I appreciate your time. Thank you for watching. It's time to get a little pissy with the status quo and the powers that be here. Yesterday afternoon, first off, this has to do with the NFA, the reduction of the tax. That's all we got out of this whole thing. We're pissed off. We should be pissed off at every single Republican other than maybe like Andrew Clyde in the House. And a couple of guys. There's like 5 that were on our side through this whole process. But we had a real opportunity to destroy the NFA, and the Republicans let us down. The GOP were too afraid to do it for whatever reason. And the big issue here is that we knew that once it was exposed that you could just remove the tax based off of, its compliance with the Byrd rule, as long as it was a reconciliation act, and we didn't get a full removal, then it could be easily undone by the next anti-gun administration as long as they had support in the House and the Senate. And I've said that numerous times that, that's a risk. And yesterday, Senator Chris Murphy, that DB coward out of Connecticut, anti-gun king there, he exposed what they're going to do. He's showed us what they're going to do. There's a bill that's going through Congress that has to do with more funding, and he submitted an amendment that you need to see because it would raise the amount of the tax on the NFA to be appropriate with inflation, and the numbers are awe-inspiring and angering. Here's the amendment on the screen. So the bill is H.R. 3944, and his amendment was Senate Amendment 2973. You can see it right here. It says, Mr. Murphy submitted an amendment intended to be proposed by him to the bill H.R. 3944, making appropriations for military construction, the Department of Veterans Affairs, and related agencies for the fiscal year ending in September 30 of 2026, and for other purposes, which was ordered to lie on the table as follows. At the appropriate place, insert the following. Section blank, increase the transfer and manufacturing taxes for firearms regulated under the National Firearms Act. A, transfer tax. Section A of Section 5811 of the Internal Revenue Code of 1986 as amended by Section 70436A alpha of Public Law 119-21 is amended to read as follows. A, rate. There shall be levied, collected, and paid on firearms transferred a tax at the rate of $4,709 for each firearm transferred. $4,709 for each firearm transferred. First off, before I read the rest of the amendment, there's no way this amendment passes. There's no way it makes its way out because we have the majority. Well, Republicans have the majority. We don't. The Americans don't. But this isn't going to pass. But this is a shot across the bow. This is a shot of what they plan on doing if they do get the House and Senate and a president again that are all Democrat, which is another reason why it's unfortunate we need to depend on the courts right now because there are lawsuits to declare the NFA unconstitutional because the GOP didn't push as hard as they could have or should have. I'll tell you what, guys, I don't know about you, but the Constitution says in it specifically that the Congress has these powers at the consent of the governed. I don't consent to any of this bullshit, so take that for what it's worth. Here's the rest of the amendment. B, making tax, Section 5821A alpha of the Internal Revenue Code of 1986, as amended by that section of public law, is amended number 1 in paragraph 1 by striking $200 and inserting $4,709, and 2 in paragraph 2 by striking $0 and inserting $55. Conforming amendment, Section 4182 alpha of the Internal Revenue Code of 86 is amended by striking the second sentence. Effective date, the amendments made by this section shall apply to calendar quarters beginning more than 90 days after the date of the enactment of Public Law 119-21. Again, this isn't going to pass. This amendment will fail if it hasn't already. I've been unfortunately tied up for 2 days with window replacement companies here for the house. If y'all own a home, I hope you never have to, at least in the market we're in right now, I hope you don't need windows because the pricing of windows makes me believe that they're now made with gold, platinum, and diamonds. But anyway, this stands no chance. However, it's a shot across the bow. This is what they will do. if they're allowed to do it. So make your voices heard with your representatives and your senators. And if you've done it before, do it again. Be a little more assertive this time. Don't get yourself red flagged, but do it in a very assertive way. It's area code 202-224-3121. That's the U.S. Switchboard. Ask for your representatives or your senators by name. If you don't know them, tell the switchboard operator and she'll get you to the right people. But $4,709 was Chris Murphy's response to us having the tax removed and brought down to $0. Yeah, there's certain things I want to say, but I won't say on film. But Chris Murphy, you're a douchebag, and so are all of your anti-gun cohorts. Republicans, grab your balls. Time to grow up. Be men. Do what you campaigned to do. Do what you promised gun owners to do. We're sick of you. Sick of your bullshit. And the midterms are going to be really, really ugly. It's going to be a bloodbath for Republicans if they can't get their heads out of their asses. I appreciate y'all. Be safe, stay vigilant, carry a gun. We don't get our rights from Chris Murphy, the Democrats, or the GOP. Remember that. Take care, y'all.